Hey everyone, Sergio with the RideShare Guy. My weekend driving diary. As the thumbnail suggests, is it time to quit rideshare? I mean, I'm being very serious with this. We're a rideshare channel. I shouldn't be saying this, but it may be the time to do so, or at least pull back some more. But before I get into all the numbers, please go to www.therideshareguy.com. Sign up to our free FREE newsletter. I started writing articles again. There's some amazing articles in there. And you guys are missing out. Again, it's free. In fact, all the 1099s and the documents for the last behind the wheel interview I did with the Boston driver with $200,000 earnings is going to be in there because there were a lot of trolls not believing the numbers. But I guess when they do see the verified documents, they'll shut up. So yesterday and today I did 14 trips on Lyft. There is absolutely no incentives for the last few months for me anyway. I cannot drive without incentives. That's one conclusion I came up with this weekend. And if there is no surge, doing base trips is not going to get any better results. In fact, I applied the 3 Ps, meaning I did not accept 14 in a row like I had done a few weeks ago with Uber, 20 in a row. All I did was I accepted trips that I knew would result in better trips going forward. Did not get any airport trips, which is kind of amazing actually, but not that airport trips are great these days. So here are the numbers. There may be some late trip tips coming in. I doubt it because out of yesterday's 7 trips, there were no tips. Today, 2 generous tippers tipped. But I think my behavior was better in the car today. I was more talkative. Yesterday was mostly quiet rides. So yesterday and today, 14 rides in 7 hours and 52 minutes. That's online hour. And as you guys can see the numbers here, today I was online for about 5 hours. And yesterday I was online for about 3 hours. As you guys can see, 2 hours and 55 minutes. I applied the second P of the 3 Ps, which is position. I tried to position myself, but when there's no surge and there's no incentives, really, it doesn't make any difference. You're just driving for base rates. At base rates, it may be time to quit rideshare, to be perfectly honest. But, I'll get into the deeper numbers in a minute. So, let's actually talk a little bit about the overall breakdown, the new Lyft guarantee. So out of 8 hours I was online, 6 hours were booked. Booked hours on Lyft is period 2, period 3, meaning I accept a trip on the way to pick up the passenger and with a butt in the back seat. Total of 118.66 miles, booked miles, and total booked hours of almost 6 hours. So $149.26, all base, except I think there was one that had a $1 surge, which is meaningless, really. So according to this, including tips, which came to $15.80 for 2 days. Again, there may be some late ones showing up, hopefully. 6 hours, let's say $50. Okay. David Richard keeps saying average nationwide earnings, active hours or booked hours is 32. Well, obviously it's not there. 150 divided by 6 is exactly $25, including tips. Take the expenses out of about $7 an hour. I'm at 18 on booked hours. Going back for a second, if you took 150 divided by 8 hours I was online, that is less than $20. That's about $18 an hour. Online hour earnings. Take the $7 per hour for my car expenses out. I'm at 11. I definitely would rather go flip burgers. There are a couple of good things in here. I mean, 118.66 miles, $149. About $1.20 a mile. Not too bad. $11 ish, or a little, yeah, just about $11 per trip. Not too bad. And let's look at the Hocus Pocus 70-30 split Lyft is throwing out these days. So total passenger pay was $281.90, so $282, let's say. External fees, which by clicking the down arrow, you guys can see what it is. It's estimated commercial auto insurance and other expenses. In California, there is a 10 cent per trip. That's where the $1.40 comes from for 14 trips. According to Lyft, they paid, I'm laughing because I just don't understand how for 120 miles, less than 120 miles, Lyft is paying $86.88 in commercial insurance. And it's got a bunch of holes in it, by the way. That's with a $2,500 deductible. We had a lawyer on, Brian Greening from Legal RideShare, last Tuesday's episode of Show Me the Money. He explained that in a lot of states, actually, there is no uninsured motorist or underinsured motorist coverage, even for period 2 or 3, and the liability insurance is not on you. It's on the other party. That covers the other party in case you go hit somebody. But let's not get into that. So total passenger pay was $282, let's say. So the way the new, I'm getting still a lot of single screenshots on this. Please stop sending those to me. Look at the weekly, just like I'm doing now. So here's the explanation for the 70-30 Hocus Pocus, I call it. $282. You have to deduct $86.88 from that. Okay? So when you do deduct that, you're going to be left with right about $195 as far as I'm concerned, in my case. Out of $195, Lyft is saying that their maximum going to take 30%. After that external expenses, estimated external fees, your split is 70-30. Okay, I got it. So this week I was right about 69%. I will probably get a couple of bucks on Thursday from Lyft as far as adjustment is concerned. But there is a bigger picture here. So let's take a look at just base earnings, right? On base earnings, I was at $133 without the tips. Okay? Tips should never be included in this calculation. If you look at the passenger pay, which was $282, and I got $132 as base pay, and by the way, that $281.90 up top, if you click on the I with a circle, it will tell you that. So there are no tips in there. That's actually what the passengers paid. So if my take was 133 out of 282, that is just about 40%, right? So we're running about a 40-45% for me, 50-55% for Lyft. That's the way I look at it. Lyft can say all they want, oh yeah, there's a 70-30 guarantee, we'll make it up. Look what's happening. The algorithm automatically is going to peg everyone at 70-30. Okay? So if the external fees are high, the estimated Lyft fee is going to be low. If the external fees are low, estimated Lyft fee is going to be high. That's why we have algorithms these days. They can do whatever the heck they want, and they're going to peg everybody at 70-30. Again, I mean, I can't work for, $10 online hour after expenses, or $17 or $16 active hour after expenses. So it's not there. I mean, when it's not there and there are no incentives, what am I supposed to do? I can't do it. I mean, it doesn't work. Okay? I mean, I'm not trying to discourage anybody, but I'm trying to be straight up, and I'm trying to be honest with you people. Okay? Either you gotta drive when there's surge, and it's rarely surging now. There's in LA. I'm in LA. Your city may be different. You're just going to do base trips. Base trips with no incentives is not going to get you anywhere. I mean, literally, you're going to be under minimum wage. Again, this is just LA. This is one driver. This is only 14 trips. However, a lot of it is facts. I mean, they can say all they want. Turn the app on and drive. I drove today between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Okay? I mean, and yesterday I drove between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. So it's not like completely dead time, right? Weather was good. People should be going out to lunch or whatever. But it's not there. This is the best I can do. And after expenses, definitely under minimum wage in LA anyway. And with the cost of living, with our expenses, that's where we are. How many of you are seeing this? Again, this is one driver in one city, 14 trips. Not a huge sample size, but I'm hearing this from quite a bit of drivers around the country, except a couple of cities which are doing well. I hope you're in one of those cities. Okay, so without getting too depressing, please go sign up to our free newsletter. Number one. Number two, join us every Tuesday on Show Me the Money, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. This week, we're going to talk about taxes. Important stuff. How to read your yearly summaries. How to read your 1099s. Tax time is coming up. It's important. Please tune in. Every Tuesday, Show Me the Money Club, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. If you have any questions, you can send them to me at Sergio@RideShareGuy.com. Let's see. Did I forget anything? No, that's it. So horrible numbers. I mean, horrible. These are the worst I've done in probably 7 years with Lyft. Yeah, it's just not there. If it's not there, why push it? And, maybe just drive the peak hours, maybe weekends, bar hours. I mean, the money's not there. I'm sorry. But that's LA again, and it's one driver. So you all be safe. You all stay healthy.